everybody, Mike Levin here from Genuine Trading. We're going to do our weekly update. We had a really good week trading this week, and kind of hard not to have a good week when you're mostly long or have a couple call positions, covered call positions on. Look at what the market did this week. We're at the top end of what I call an ascending triangle, not what I call, well, it's called an ascending triangle, which very often can lure people in with great action as it's moving up. But any crack down could be met with some pretty severe selling. But right now it looks like, people are thinking that maybe Europe is cleaning up and clearing up, and, things maybe aren't doing so bad around the world. And even though things might seem to be a little overbought, they might go a little higher. Particularly, we had Apple this week, which we're not really in, scooting up onto all-time highs right at the end of the week. So I guess this Apple TV, the iPhone 5, the iPad 22, or whatever's coming out, looks like this is nice little reverse head and shoulders in here is playing out to the upside. And some of the big boys, Google, moving up to hit yearly highs as well. Google, which is the Swedish company, as we all know. Google, breaking out. If we take this trend line out and look at it on a daily basis, we'll see we're now pretty nice new highs, and not probably too far away, maybe only about I think maybe 100 points from the all-time high. What's the all-time high up here? 745, maybe around 70 points from the all-time high hit back in the end of '07. So that's looking pretty good. I would tend to think that Google's got some more upside. But what I've done here is we've been looking at the past couple of weeks. I put together our weekly sheet. These are all of our open stock positions, covered call positions, which a lot of them expired this week and some got called away, and just plain long option positions right here. So you'll see the CRE was a new addition this week. I put it in pink just to highlight it. I'm going to show you something kind of interesting with CRE in that, here we go, Scheiß von CRE. I'd like to look at this more on, I think an hourly shows it really well. You've got a nice little W pattern in here, along with another W pattern. We had a breakout and a little cup and a little sideways little action in here. And this, I'm going to move this out of the way. Earlier today, if we looked at it on a 5-minute, it looked like a really nice reverse head and shoulders that looks like it was going to break out from. So I put the buy at 28.40. thinking we'd get that break, and said we got a little bit of a breakdown by 15 cents. But Korea is really one of the main players around the world in the LED, light-emitting diode type manufacturing. And, this is a brand new, not brand new, but it's a new evolution in lighting around the world, and it's only going to get bigger and better. And Cree, Panel, Rubicon, or some of the bigger names. There's been rumors in the past that Cree would be a buyout candidate, and what you don't realize if you look at it from this perspective, how high Cree used to be. So you'll think, wow, is it coming down from 32? No, Cree is coming down from the 72 area. In fact, if you look at how it ran up over the past 3 years, this pullback here, we've got a lot of room to the upside. I still think that this is a buyout candidate. This is just my perspective. If you're a company like Philips or GE and you've got lighting, and now we're going to move from that regular kind of bulb into light emitting diodes and other areas of the lighting industry, I think you would want to own a piece of it. So I personally think you could have a nice retracement. Look at this from the 80 level. Take a look down here. Just a 50% retracement of the move takes us to 52. The 38.2% fib retrace takes us to 44. So I'm liking it. I put out a buy. I could have bought it lower. I put out the buy at 28.40. I'm looking for at least 5 points higher on a pop to the 33, 34 area. But ultimately, I think it gets up to probably around 44. So I'm going to just change this little arrow and say 44. And I'm going to get rid of this, remove that area there. So Cree, we added to the list. Let's get back up here. Joy, MCP, Nugget, OCZ. These are ones that had options expire this week that I wrote covered calls against. MCP, this is an example of where you have a covered call position and it keeps you in a loser. MCP fell apart this week right at the end of the last 2 days. I should have bought back the 11 calls that I sold against the position. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I did not manage this well at all. Where is it here? There it is. Okay. This is where I bought the stock. I wrote these calls against it when it was running up. This is my net cost. And when it came down in here, went below, I should have covered and gotten out. I wish I did, and I didn't. I should not have been holding it in here, but I am. OCZ, I had a free 3-point spread, having sold the 8 calls when it was up here for $1.30. And when it came down right around this area, I bought the 5 calls for $1.30 and had a free 3-point spread. What we did is we exercised the $5 call against our $5.92 original buy, so our net is $5.46 on this. I really think OCZ really has some great upside. There's been a lot of takeover talk on this as well. I do think this comes back into the 7 to 8 area. I'm going to go kind of quick with some of these, so just bear with me on what we're doing. Again, getting back to some of the others, Nugget, we played that one really well. Nugget is the 3 times ETF for the gold miners. That one had a really good week, moving up from the 40s area to like roughly 45. And as this moved up, Nugget actually moved above our area where we had sold the 11 calls, but it pulled back in. And when it pulled it back in, I bought back those calls for a nickel, and the stock went out at 11. So we're still going to hold it at 11. Our net cost is actually now 905. So we're going to bring this down, and we can get rid of this pink. Boom, because now our net cost is 905, and here it is up at 11. So I'm very excited about Nugget because I think we're going to get another 2 points out of this, and we're eventually going to run this up to around this area, right around the 12 to 13 area where this trend line is. So hang on to your hats with Nugget. This is going to be a really good one. I think gold goes a little bit higher. Then we got Joy Global. Love Joy Global. I love the coal stock names. I'm going to be adding BTU this next week. There's rumors that Buffett might take a stake in BTU, Peabody Energy, because they also own a major coal moving railroad. It makes sense. It doesn't look like BTU has been much higher, but if we just take this out to a daily rather than just the 3-day, you'll see the BTU has been much higher levels. And I think you can actually see this thing come right back up to the 35, 36 level. Yeah, I know it's down here in the low 20s. I believe it does come back up here. Well worth it. Coal has not gone away. And if oil and gas do move higher, coal is going to have a beautiful rebound. It's a nicely leveraged play. Another way to also look at some of these is to look at these long-term downtrend lines when they start to break out from these levels. Normally, you would go to see at least a movement from this low to this high here. We'd see a move to 27. Here we are at 22, 4.5 points. That's a nice percentage gain. And when we get up to that level, I sell calls against it. So I just want to kind of go into that a little bit for you. Taking a look back at our list, let's take a look at some of the things that we actually got out of this week. Closed positions, Shaw. What a great week for Shaw. That was the buyout candidate. We were initially in these options, the August 40s at $1.35. Got out at $1.80 on the bid. They were $1.80 to $2. I gave up a lot of money to get out of these, but I had to do it where we were actually getting out where everyone thought that we could. As you can see, this is the daily chart of Shaw. We got into it here. We got into the options here. The stock ran all the way up to the 41.80 level, 41.91. That's where we got out at $1.80 in these options. So we made 35%. I'm out of Shaw. This will continue to trend higher because it is a $46 number, 41 in cash, $5 in stock from Chicago Bridge and Iron, simple CBI. But Shaw, that was a nice little option play. We had it for a couple weeks. Made a nice percentage gain, 33% on our money. So we made 45 cents on $1.35. Arena 8 calls, I got out a little bit too late. I could have gotten 90 for these, got 55 cents, still 70% plus. Dendrion, loser, not even going to get into that. I had a chance to make some money in it, but the $9 calls are too far out of the money. The RIM $8 calls, again, I could have made a lot more on that one. I didn't. I held too long. The OCZ August 8s were part of a 5-8 spread, and what I did is I exercised the 5s which brought our cost on that one from $1.30. We sold these. I never covered them, so that was an infinite gain. On the Nugget, we sold these calls at 40 cents. I bought them back at 5, so we made 35 cents. I can't look at this as a 700% gain, even though we sold it and then bought it back. So I got to find another way to represent this as maybe nothing more than 100%, because it's not like you bought them at 5 and wrote them to 40. So I have to find a way to account for these high percentages where it doesn't, skew it and look like we really made 700%. If I do indeed buy options, at a dime and sell them at 70, that is a real 700% gain, and I will keep that. But this is a little bit different. U.S. Steel, we got called away. We had bought the stock. Our net cost was 19. We sold the 22 calls a little bit a while ago for 50 cents. I never thought it was really going to continue running, but we got a nice 18.9% gain. Same thing for Mako. I almost wish that I didn't let it get called away. I should have bought those calls back. Looking at what we did on Mako, that was a really good trade. The second leg of the trade was good. The first leg at 13.25. The second leg down here. In fact, I'm going to make this an hourly so you can really see the beauty. Well, it's because Walken would say, "Wow, that was a great trade, Levin. You got in 13.25, not bad. It dips $12. You pick it up at 12.07 on the trash heap. Rockets right up. However, right around this area, I should have put back those calls. I could have for a dime. Got greedy. Thought I wouldn't have to, but now I lose the stock at 15. But looking at the price and looking at the time we were in them, still very good gain. Omeko 20, almost 21%, less than a month. If you do that month in and month out, when an annualized gain percentage, 240% annualized rate of return, hard to argue on that. Thank you, Walken. Thank you for that succinct analysis there. Maybe eventually we'll bring Mort in from the Family Guy to also talk, but Mort's kind of timid. He doesn't always like to come in while we're rolling. He likes to come in like when nobody notices. So we actually had a couple good stocks that are called away. Purple is called away. Yellow are calls that we sold against the position, and blue are outright buys. So we basically had a wash if I threw these all together. But all in all, I think it was a good week. For next week, we are carrying some decent positions, but we also have some losers. KCG, our net there is 495. If we ever get even on that, I'll be very thankful. So what I'm going to try and do, being that I already have, I bought in twice, I cannot average in anymore. I'm very thankful for that because it teaches you a little bit of discipline. You can only buy once on the way down, and I can only buy once to average in on the way up. And OCZ, we have that here as well. We've got 2 buys there. Every once in a while, though, like on Travel Zoo, I averaged up. Star Scientific, Soda, we're doing pretty good on some of these positions. Star Scientific, I'm looking for a pop to 6 or so there. I think we're going to get a nice gain. I like to make around 70% there. Travel Zoo, this is one that I really believe they've not necessarily put themselves up for sale, but, word has it, but on the street, looking to do something, maximize shareholder value. This is the daily. Given what happened to Priceline last week, this didn't pull down that much. I initially bought in here, then I bought in again up here right around the 22.51 area. This is our net cost. If you look at the net cost here, it's 21.15. I really think 32 plus. I think there is going to be a deal. This is a really nice area if it breaks out of. I think we run at least back to this high when it gapped up when they said they wanted to start exploring strategic alternatives. It's a company very big in the travel area, internet travel information provider. Also, they do local, like kind of coupon deals. So you got both in there. I think as a consolidation in that industry starts to happen. So I say TravelZoo is a really good one here. Insiders own over 45%. Very, very good buy, I believe, in here. Going over some of the other positions, Monster Beverage, I liked it down here, never pulled the trigger to say buy. I wish I did. I was looking for a kind of like this gap fill. Maybe I was looking for a little too much, but I was looking for this gap fill down here. I didn't get it. I thought it would keep going, but boy, that was a nice rebound. We would have caught a good one, but I didn't, so I can't take credit for it. I'd like to see it successfully test, come down to 55 and hold and rally up. I would definitely be a buyer in there. Green Mountain Coffee, we had the called away before. We made good money. This actually isn't looking too bad. I'd like to see a little bit of sideways action, but any break above these levels. And I would tend to think that a break at 25.50 could send this up to the 28 area. I mean, I buy their products. I like their coffee. The Keurig coffee maker, it's a good little thing. A lot of people don't like it. Screw them. I do. And I've been making money on it. You know, same thing with the soda machine. A lot of people, soda, sparkling water, you know, you're not including the environment, and it's not selling at a very low price earnings multiple. Get in it. And what else we got here? Well, we've got our list we've been following. Little Dendrion. It's been a piece of, pardon the expression, it's been a piece of crap. Has not pulled up off the trash heap. A lot of rumors that Celgene might come in and buy them out. I'm not going to pay attention to it too much. I like it. We're in it. I'm going to hold. I still think Arena has shown a little bit of a little zest the past week or so. We had a nice little rally up, a little pullback. I think if this area holds, we got to break this 820. I still think we can come up a little bit higher numbers here. Pull out the 15-minute. You'll see what I'm talking about. I think we can at least run up to this 9 area. I'm going to pull this out one more tranche, so to speak, and you'll see where I think you can go to. So I think you go from 8 up to around 9.25 or so, and then I might sell. If you get a real nice spike, sell some of the 10 calls against it, and we're going to get out even or make some money there. Bank of America also pulling in nicely. I really think the U.S. banks are doing better. The U.S. real estate market looks like it's starting to solidify a little bit. But Bank of America, I think it's got some room in the upside. I'd like to see this pull back a little bit, sideways action. But once it breaks out above here, I think we're, how should we say, here's what I've been looking at right here. This is an important trend line. We hit it and pull back just a little bit. We break out. You got $10, 8 to 10. And then from there, you know, where do we go? I don't know, but I think we move up to 10 sideways and then break higher. I already predicted it would hit 12 by the end of the year. I said that when it was down at 550. I said first trip would be up to roughly around the 8 to 9 area, and I said 12 by the end of the year. I stick to my guns on that one. So for right now, this is Mike Levin and Christopher Walken. And Mort did not decide to come with us this week, so sorry about that. But send in to Prosperous Guy at AOL or Prosperous Guy at Gmail or Talking at Gmail. Send me an email. Be happy to answer any questions, any requests for stocks. And I'll be doing more walk-in videos. No, actually I won't. But Chris Walken will be doing more walk-in videos on Chartly. We're going to pick a couple, go with it. Try to be funny. Talk about Apple is the red delicious again. So again, our pleasure here at Genuine Trading. What I would love for you to do, if you'd like to get some of the free stuff that we're coming out with, if you'd like to be on our list to get some of our stock picks that we do on Twitter and on StockTwits ahead of time, just go to genuinetrading.com. See where it says members. Wait till this pops up, free member benefits. Click on there. It'll come up to our free member benefits, sign up. And believe me, folks, I hate nothing more than people to say, oh, sign up for our free stuff, and then you get bombarded with sales stuff. See this name, Genuine Trading? We're a genuine resource. I'm not here to sell you crap. I do have some good stuff out there, and every once in a while I'll introduce it to you, but I introduce it to you like I'm a great chef laying out a buffet of my finest creations. I already know it's good. If you like it, great. Buy it. I'll work with you. I offer up some really great stuff. If you don't like it, fine. I'm never going to dump stuff on you or push you to buy anything from me. You know, you could probably make a great living just off of the free stuff that I give you. But I would say sign up for what we do, and I'd love to hear good feedback. If there's something I'm not doing or I'm not offering, tell me. Give me some straight feedback. I really love it. All right? This is Mike Levin signing off. Have a great weekend.